to my mind, the most important one actually was the Camogie and ladies football motion, because I think that sends a very strong signal to the association members and to units and members of the three organisations that we definitely see our future as being intertwined to some degree. Now, there was an element of caution about it, and you're keen to impress upon people that this is not, it's not a merger, it's not an amalgamation, it's not a takeover by anybody. All it is really is a step, but it's a very, very significant step towards aligning the three organisations. And it was interesting to note during the year when we met with clubs that, and we surveyed clubs, that a significant proportion, I think over 40% of GAA clubs at the moment are operating, as my own does, as a one club, whereby you have a single executive, and irrespective of whether you're just playing hurling and camogie or whether it's hurling football, ladies football and camogie, they're all run as a single organisation. And I think, quite apart from the merits of that as a structure, it's an interesting little signal, because there's something that clearly is gaining momentum at the grassroots and is happening at club level, and we have to take cognizance of that. That's what people want. So the job of the three organisations at a governing level is to mirror that, I think, and this weekend was a really good step towards that. One of the biggest topics on the mind of county officers is the sheer cost of keeping the show on the road. The answer to that's a thorny question. It's been on our minds for a while, and we'll be looking at that in 2019. The cost of running teams and running counties has been growing and growing, and our response to that up to now has been to try and identify sources of revenue, or to try and fund that, and to give additional money to counties. And be the first to acknowledge that I think when Jerry went through his accounts last night, it's about 10-11 million that goes back out to counties to operate their county teams. And it's not even half of what is required. So the solution might not necessarily be to try and gather up more revenue and pump it in that direction. We keep doing the same thing. The danger is we keep getting the same results. We need to come at it a little bit differently, I think. What shape that might take, I don't know as yet. In terms of finances, we need to think it a little differently. The statistic that I think the Uachtaráin mentioned it in his address, 26 million of a cost for running county teams. That's not sustainable. And if we were to set a target for ourselves to meet all of that, we'd have very little left to do anything else in the organisation. So I don't think anybody wants that.